Heyo, I'm back with some more of Your Boyfriend, because everyone loves it. I love it too. We're still kind of doing the mean route, but to get Lucy in the bag, spoilers, that I think you have to actually, what's it called? Thinking. You have to go back home and not call the police. My life has been chaotic. My family broke out into another fit of drama, so I left the nest, ran straight to college, and got an apartment and a job. But lately my job at a greasy spoon diner has been unbearable. The job doesn't pay the best, so that means I had to find a roommate to afford an apartment. And now my roommate is always bringing some dropout into our apartment for late night study sessions. My sleep schedule is wrecked, and, even better, the rent on the apartment is late. I had heard once that if you became a roommate with a friend, you won't stay friends for long. In my case, the friendship gets strained thinner as my friend keeps making excuses why they need me to cover their half the rent. Thanks to that deadbeat, I'm working harder just to lose money on the rent. I'm nearly broke, and getting a second job feels like it will kill me. At least in this park, I have some alone time. You sure do! I've always loved this part of the park. It's untouched by obnoxious family members and college jerks. The only people who come here are the groundskeepers. Even then, they only come by in the morning. Closing my eyes, I rub my face and huff out the tension in my lungs so that I could calm down enough to enjoy the peace and quiet. Just then, I feel someone sit down beside me. Startled, I turn and look towards the interloper.
Whoa, hey, take it easy. It's just me.
It is you! Hello! The stranger says, trying to keep me from leaping too high off the park bench. You're a jumpy one, aren't ya? He smiles and scoots himself closer to me, shyly and awkwardly. I keep my eyes on him, unsure what his intentions are. His unblinking eyes don't stray from mine, not once. So, are you waiting for a family member or a friend? It just seems kind of odd for you to be sitting here, all alone like this, and so far away from the jogging track. A chill runs down my spine. I cross my arms over my chest and slide myself away from him and closer towards the edge of the bench. How often does a sane person walk up to you out of the blue and start asking such questions? Not often, for me at least. He picks up on my unease and Jesus, I've read this 3 times, you'd think I could know it by now. And refrains from sliding any closer. He crosses his fingers in between his legs and smiles warmly. I mean, you don't look like a groundskeeper, or one of the old people feeding pigeons after doing Tai Chi. No, I'm just getting some alone time to myself. Things have been pretty intense lately. He scoots himself even closer, his hand nearly touching mine as he smiles shyly.
Look, I know this is sudden. Very sudden. But may I have the pleasure in taking you out to dinner?
Can I have the pleasure? Never mind. He was the weird one. I can't tell if he's a bit awkward or just eccentric. What? Why? Why did he have such an interest in me?
Well, I'm your boyfriend. Isn't that why you're here?
Huh? My boyfriend? Why would we be assuming we're in a relationship? Yeah, I know. How creepy. There's an awkward silence as the stranger sits, patiently waiting for my answer. What? No! I pull my hand away from his. I thought that I would normally try to at least attempt to be polite when I turned down someone's advances, but the stranger's presumptuousness makes my skin crawl. He sits there for a moment with a firm stare before pulling his hand away in a reluctant retreat. Oh, I see. I think that I'm getting mixed messages from you. I mean, it doesn't make much sense for you to come here and then not want me. I stand up from the bench and turn to leave. Hopefully I could get back to the more frequented parts of the park before any other creeps crawl out from under the rocks and bushes. Where are you going? He stares back at me from the bench. I can't read his expression. It's a tempest of mixed emotions, and none of them are positive or playfully awkward as when I first met him. It's getting late. I'm going to head home. I lied. I glanced over my shoulder to find the nearest path out of the park and to the nearest public street. Oh, well, maybe I could walk you home then. No, thank you. Look, it's nothing personal, but you're coming off as kind of creepy. I'm really not that comfortable around you. He rubs his arm awkwardly. Creepy? But Sorry, I have to go. I cut him off and start walking away, occasionally looking over my shoulder. I don't want him creeping up on me while my back was turned. He never moves. He just sits there with a forlorn look on his face and stares quietly at the ground. Get messed up, AA Ron! I wander around the city a little bit more, visiting places I normally wouldn't visit. Ugh, my paranoia has got me looking over my shoulder, wondering if he might still be lurking somewhere behind me. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking things? Who knows? Some guy who presumes that he's your boyfriend before either of you even know each other's names is probably not the most psychologically healthiest of people, are they? Yeah, that's creepy enough to warrant him my cold shoulder. Still, the way I left him behind like that was making me feel like I was the jerk. No, hun, you weren't. I come across a local florist shop that I remember passing on a few of my downtown walks. I've always been meaning to stop in and pick up some flowers for the apartment, but I can never seem to find the time. Well, I have time now, and I could use a diversion, so why not? Heck yeah, I like flowers. I took landscaping in high school. Walking in, I look around and take the rather pleasant aroma of the shop. I wander past a quaint display of flower arrangements, potted plants, and small gift bags of potpourri. I still don't know how to pronounce that. I hope that's right. I had a particular purchase in mind. The roses. From a rustic wooden shelf display containing the flowers and various houseplants came a lovely pungent fragrance from the deep red roses. Being mindful that some still had their thorns, I reach out and pick one up. I feel a hand brush against mine. I pull my hand away quickly and glance at the person that I didn't see on the other side of the display. Oh, fancy seeing you here. The man from the park beams upon seeing me and gives me a smile before pulling the rose out. I didn't know you shopped here, too. I don't, I say, startled by his presence. The man then gestures at me with a finger over his lips. Shh, it's a small shop. There's no need to raise your voice. His comment rubs me the wrong way, but I try to compose myself. Did you follow me here? I whisper harshly, unsure if crossing paths with him was pure coincidence or if I needed to worry about him after all. What? Of course not. He looks a little hurt by my accusation. I come here almost every day, you know. Uh-oh, was I really being a dick to him? He fumbles around with the rose in his hand, and his eyes stay shyly focused on the ground. I love flowers. This little shop is the only one nearby, so I come here a lot to see what new bouquets they have made and if they have any on sale. I'll admit that sometimes I get a glimpse of you through the windows of the diner that you work at, and lately I've been meaning to walk in and finally say hi, but I lose my nerves and stay out. We're gonna go. You've been watching me? Because we need the creepy, angry ending for day one. You've been watching me? Are you serious? What kind of creep are you? But it's not like that. He reaches a hand out towards my shoulder in an attempt to console and calm me down. Not wanting his greasy, grubby hands anywhere on me, I flinch away in shock and disgust. Don't touch me! I hiss at him and then turn to storm out of the florist shop. I don't look back. Dang, he's upset. We made him upset. I'll move my mouse. I keep putting it right in the center of the screen. It's finally getting dark out. Ugh, I hate walking home at night, and after crossing paths with a crazy stalker, I have a good reason for it. And now I'm out later than I wanted because I was trying to take a longer, less traveled path home, just in case that creepy guy knew more about my habits. Shit, I'll need to find a new place to hang out at, and probably a new job. Yeah, sucks to suck. I storm into the apartment and slam the door behind me before doing another full-body shudder. I hear the rummaging sound of my roommate and the study partner in the kitchen come to an abrupt silence after I unceremoniously arrive home. I race by to my bedroom. They have a habit of walking around naked after their study sessions, and I don't even want to see if they were dressed this time. I wouldn't want to see that either. Well, maybe. I mean, Lucy's pretty. She's pretty. She's pretty hot. In my room, I flop down on my bed and muffle a frustrated scream with my pillow. Okay, maybe not without consent. I'd like to see her, but with consent. After a moment, I roll over on my back and I stare up at the ceiling, trying to forget about my day, trying to forget about him. Before I fall asleep from sheer exhaustion, my last thought was a simple wish. Man, I hope I never see that weirdo again. Yeah, you won't. Don't worry. Don't stress. You won't see him again. You'll never see him again. Okay, so I think we're doing it right. And then on day 3, I'm actually going to pick a different ending. Because apparently you do get a different option if you don't run for it. And I kind of figured, like, the police were there, it'd be easy to just run out there and be like, yo, we need help. But no, Peter still knocks you out. So I thought that was just the end of it, but apparently there is a different ending, and I want to see it. So that's what we're going for now. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, maybe leave a like, comment, I don't know. Alrighty, thanks. Bye.